Coming to you live from the MediaPlex in downtown Windsor, this is a presentation of St. Clair College Journalism.
It's Friday morning, so you know what that means. It's time for Friday Live. Good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Albert Sharp, bringing you the inside scoop on today's latest news. Last week, we said the coronavirus was not considered an international health crisis. However, last night, the World Health Organization deemed it so. The coronavirus has officially been declared a level 4 health concern. That means people are being advised to avoid all travel to reduce the spread of the virus. The symptoms of a coronavirus infection include headaches, coughing, sore throat, and fevers. And in severe cases, illnesses such as pneumonia and respiratory and kidney failures can occur. Now, that's some big news, but locally we've got some big news as well, with the 2020 budget being announced. Dunya El-Haddad has the story.
Takeaway from this budget was going down from a recommended 3.6% tax increase to a very healthy 2.1% increase. So what does this mean for Ward 7 and for the city of Windsor? It means this budget is very infrastructure heavy. Fixing the roads, the sewers, flood mitigation, the asset management plan, and of course expanded transit.
The operating budget will be $850 million, with $420 million coming from taxpayer dollars, and $161 will be primarily spent on roads and sewers, the largest in city's history. My name is Dunya El-Haddad, reporting from MediaPlex News Now.
And that's not the only thing going on in Windsor. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to read. The Windsor Public Library is expected to open its doors on the new Central Branch location on Monday. This is following a $1.5 million renovation of the Paul Martin Building at 185 Olette Avenue. This temporary location is expected to house the library for 5 to 7 years, just until a new permanent location can be built. That's some pretty great thing coming up ahead, but maybe the weather this week will be coming up great. Zach?
First of all, people are still reading.
I read all the time.
And now, just let me read this weather. Missing sun report has been issued due to the sun not being seen for weeks. If you see the sun, please take photos and report it to social media. Currently, it is overcast and -1. Saturday, it will be mainly cloudy and a high of 2. Sunday, a chance of rain or snow showers and a high of 6. And Monday, finally, sun and a high of 8.
You know, Zach?
That's the weekend weather. Stay tuned for Weird News featuring Wienermobile pullover, Florida Man, and wine. Back to you, Albert.
You know, Zach, I'm always hoping for something new with the weather. Like, hey, the weather's going to be really great, and it never comes. I'm keeping my hopes up. But we do have something new in the studio. We've got somebody filling in for Christian Standard for the sports. Tyler, what do we got?
Hello, everyone. I'm Tyler Clapp, filling in for Christian Standard on your sports news as he vacations in lovely Hawaii. This past week has been an interesting one. Starting off, a new record will be set with this year's upcoming Super Bowl. The city of Miami will have hosted the game for the 11th time on Sunday. This event also breaks the tie with New Orleans for the most Super Bowls held in the same city. Raptors fans can look forward to a bigger presence in this year's All-Star game. Power forward Pascal Siakam is set to play for the Eastern All-Star team, while point guard Kyle Lowry has been named as a backup player. Team captains LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo will pick 11 players each to round out their teams on February 6th. The San Jose Sharks face a new challenge. The team announced yesterday that forward Thomas Hertl will be out for the rest of the season. He tore his ACL and MCL in a Wednesday game against the Vancouver Canucks. Hertl is a strong player for his team, having scored 35 goals and 39 assists over 77 game appearances last season. This comes at a bad time with San Jose 9 points behind in their conference before playoffs. Christine Sinclair adds a new accomplishment to her career. The Canadian national women's soccer player broke a world record Wednesday after scoring her 185th goal in an international game. This edges out the previous record of 184 international game goals set by American player Abby Wambach. Sinclair's other achievements include 10 FIFA Women's World Cup wins and 14 Canadian Player of the Year awards. That wraps up the latest in sports news, and I hope everyone has fun on Sunday, either watching the big game or the $5.6 million commercials. I'm Tyler Clapp, signing off.
It's Friday morning, and today we're talking mental powers, mental health, and more this Friday Live. But first, we're going to look at the crime of the week with our friends at Crime Stoppers. So, Christina, you haven't been back since the new year. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. The crime of the week is that the Windsor Police Service Major Crime Branch is investigating the circumstances leading up to an adult male receiving a non-life-threatening gunshot injury. On Monday, January 27th, around 1:25 p.m., patrol officers responded to a report of a disturbance in the 1300 block of Olette Avenue. Soon after, an on-duty patrol officer who was at a downtown hospital on an unrelated matter reported that an adult male had just attended the hospital for treatment of a non-life-threatening injury that was later determined to be a gunshot wound. The injured male had arrived at the hospital in a silver Ford Escort. The officers received information that the two incidents may be related, and an investigation was launched. The officers seized the Ford Escort as part of the investigation. Scenes in the 1300 block of Olette Avenue and the 1300 block of Plisher were contained as well to assist in the investigation. The members of Forensic Identification Unit attended and processed the scenes, and the Major Crimes Branch continues to investigate this incident. No firearm has been recovered at this time, but we are asking for any witnesses or anybody that may have information on this case to call the Windsor Police Service Major Crime Branch. But of course, if you ever have the information and you wish to remain anonymous, you can call Crime Stoppers 519-258-8477 or submit a tip online at catchcrooks.com.
Well, that's not always the best news, but at least it's non-life-threatening.
That's right.
But in some lighter news, I do understand you have information on the upcoming game dinner.
Yes, we are again hosting the annual game dinner at Colasanti's. This takes place on February 28th, and we have some very interesting new items on the menu, such as ostrich, elk, and European perch. And tickets are going very quickly and are selling, and this event usually sells out, so you can go to catchcrooks.com and buy your tickets there, and we hope to see all of the members of the MediaPlex unit attend.
I'm hoping
great.
to be able to make it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to know what ostrich tastes like. Honestly,
I know.
I'm curious and I need to know.
Well, I'll guarantee you that it's a great night and great food, so we hope to see you there.
Well, thank you, Christina, for coming out. And next up, I have a feeling that you were going to tell us about a crime like that, which Amo Dillon can tell us about knowing things before they happen.
Biggest psychic expo to date at the Kubota Club in Windsor. The Kubota Club hosted the largest psychic expo this weekend, just gone. The event is held twice a year with hundreds of people coming to see what their fortune reads. One of the psychics at the event, by the name of Aaron Moon, a local Windsor resident, said that he provides healing for a lot of people who come to see him, whether at expos or at his home for private sessions.
I believed more in myself and in the information that I was giving people to help them grow, and their response has been overwhelming. I do a great deal of what I do is actually, I do a lot of healings as well for people. I do sound vibration therapy.
This event is the largest of its kind in Windsor, according to Linda Fulcher. The organizer of the event said that they do around 60 shows a year all around. So if you want to experience what a psychic does or seem curious, head to their website to see when the next event is going to be held.
Now, psychic healing sounds pretty interesting, but what about mental health healing? Sierra Ross
According to the
has a
Center
report.
for Addiction and Mental Health, 1 in 2 Canadians experience mental illness. St. Clair College is taking charge by offering a multitude of services, both online and in person. Every Wednesday from 11:30 to 12:30, therapy dogs visit the school. Student mental health counselor Greg Lowry says that the therapy dogs have visible impact on the students.
You can see it right from the time that they walk into Student Life Center. They start petting, and the whole time you just see them beaming, smiling. And as they walk away, they're still carrying that smile, which most of them didn't have before seeing the dog.
Lowry emphasizes that the services are there to help you, and he encourages students to take advantage.
You also want to know that it's not a bad thing to take care of your mental health. It's not shameful. It's not something you should be ashamed of or worried about. We all have issues. And sometimes we need a little bit of support to overcome some of those issues. So that's why we have the services available.
For MediaPlex News, I'm Sierra Ross.
I love those therapy dogs Sierra talks about. I wonder if they're on that raw feeding diet for pets that Eleanor Dillon can tell us about.
The Hungry Pooch Raw Food Pet Shop is the first of its kind in the Windsor and Essex County. Today is the grand opening of their new South Windsor location. The new store has moved to 24518 Dougal Avenue, just across from the Superstore. Alina Sherman is the owner of the Hungry Pooch.
So raw feeding is kind of a niche thing in the pet food world still. and but it's growing dramatically. So as far as pet food in the pet food industry, it's the growing fastest sector because people are looking for healthier options for their pets.
To learn more about raw feeding, the Hungry Pooch are hosting an information night on the 7th of February at their new location. The event will be from 7 till 9 p.m, where they will provide information on how to get started. The event is free, but spaces are limited, so to reserve yours, call 519-915-9933. For MediaPlex News, I'm Eleanor Dillon.
See, I would just love to hang out with the dogs. Really hanging out with any animals, especially those animals affected by the wildfires in Australia. Head Shaw knows a bit about a fundraiser that went on recently.
Local event organizers Anissa Nooks and Tiana Lindsay teamed up to create the fundraiser on Australia Day.
I think nowadays it's really important, even if they're as far halfway around the world like Australia, to really support our people and people that we care about.
Being away from home, it's an emotional few months for fellow Australians Nick Baker and Rachel Smith. They took part in the fundraiser and thanked the community for its support.
As an Australian here in Windsor, constantly thinking about what's happening back home and constantly thinking about my friends and family safe and beyond that, how do they recover from this and what can we do to help them?
Australia lives in my heart, but I'm very proud of the Canadian people here that sent firefighters over to Australia to help.
A total of $5,000 was raised, which goes to Wildlife Victoria, Australian Wildlife Emergency Response, and the Australian Red Cross. For MediaPlex News Radio, I am H. Shah.
It's pretty cool that the people of Windsor can show that kind of compassion and philanthropy. Max DeLiberato pays his respects to another philanthropist.
Kobe Bryant, 5-time champion, 2008 regular season MVP, and 2 back-to-back finals MVP awards in 2009 and 2010. But Bryant's success was not just on the court, and his philanthropy might have been the biggest achievement. Bryant cared about his community and the people around him, so much so that he had an entire charitable organization, the Kobe and Vanessa Bryant Family Foundation, which strives to provide financial support for families in need and creates programs dedicated to helping with homelessness. Bryant was dedicated to helping people, so much so that this touching story shared by activist Sean King via Instagram outlines what helping meant to Bryant. In 2017, Kevon Edwards, whose 15-year-old brother Jordan had just been murdered by police in Texas, was struggling with the loss. Through members of the African American activism community, got a hold of Bryant, who after hearing the story, sent Edwards an autographed jersey along with game-worn shoes. But not only did Bryant offer gifts, he had also called Kevin, who looked up to the soon-to-be Hall of Famer, to give his condolences. I'm Max DeLiberato.
Thank you, Max. And on behalf of everyone here at the MediaPlex, we give our condolences to everyone affected by that helicopter crash. We know lots of people are heartbroken over what happened, and we just want to wish our best. So that was the big news of Hollywood this week. But I think Savannah has more.
This is V-Talk. I'm Vanna Mills, bringing you the hottest from Hollywood. Actually, this week, I'll be bringing you the hottest from the 62nd Annual Grammy Awards. We're going to be talking a tiny bit of red carpet fashion, gossip, Billie Eilish, and of course, awards. Billie Eilish, ladies and gentlemen, we want to know if she felt like a bad guy taking 4 awards, and some say undeservingly took some of those awards, being Album of the Year from Ariana Grande. Fans took to Eilish's Instagram account shortly after the 26th to leave comments in petition of how greedy it is that she got the award when Grande was the one who deserved it. The young girl swept the Grammys this year by accepting Best Pop Vocal Album, Best New Artist, Song of the Year, and Record of the Year. Swept out Lil Nas X, Lizzo, Ariana Grande, Bon Iver, and more for Album of the Year. This makes her the first woman and second person ever to take all of these awards in one night. Also replacing Taylor Swift as the youngest solo winner for Album of the Year. She stuck to her style, head to toe in custom Gucci. The star was dressed in lime green, which matched her hair. Lizzo did well this year too, winning Best Pop Solo Performance, Best Traditional R&B Performance, and Best Urban Contemporary Album. Tyler, the Creator, took Best Rap Album, and Tanya Tucker took Best Country Song with her hit, Bring My Flowers Now. Lizzo was wearing a gorgeous Versace dress that was white and draped to the ground. Grande wore a teal valley gown, which she paired with Crystal Lorraine Schwartz earrings. Dua Lipa was spotted in an eggshell-colored silk two-piece set by Alexander Wang. She kept it simple, that is for sure. Nobody knew what designer Billy Ray Cyrus was wearing. He was wearing cowboy boots and a leather jacket. Nobody knows what he was wearing, but he posed for a picture with Lil Nas X, who was dressed in a custom Versace suit. Well, that's all we have for your Grammy Rundown this week on V-Talk. Make sure you check back in next week for your regular Celebrity Dirt. I'm Vanna Mills, and this has been V-Talk, bringing you the hottest from Hollywood.
So I know that our producer Brett was trying to have a Grammy party, but maybe a Super Bowl party this Sunday? I'm just kidding. People like us don't watch football. Maybe we should go to the not a Super Bowl party. Marco Rovere tells us more.
The San Francisco 49ers take on the Kansas City Chiefs in the 2020 Super Bowl this Sunday, but here in Windsor at Silver Tee Golf and Virtual Gaming Center, that won't matter. For those of you looking to find something to do outside of the big game on Sunday, this is the place to be. They will be having their annual Not a Super Bowl party where they will have food, drinks, golf, and games on the simulators. Teresa LaCours is the owner of Silver Tee Golf and Virtual Gaming Center and describes what she will be doing at this event on Sunday.
So it's regular price all day long, $49 an hour. You can have up to 8 people play the games. And starting at 5 o'clock, they go down to half price, so it's $24.50 an hour.
If you're still a big football fan, don't be offended. The game will still be on, but the focus is all about golf. For MediaPlex News, I'm Marco Rovere.
A little hint of counterculture in there. Weird. But not as weird as Tristan's thoughts.
Welcome to Impulse, the show with no description because the topics are whatever comes to mind. I'm Tristan Zuderveen. We're going back to basics with my favorite topic, the paranormal. Today I'm covering the Midnight Game. Spoiler alert, not a game. The Midnight Game is an ancient pagan ritual from the Dark Ages used to punish those who disobeyed the gods. It is extremely dangerous and can drive people insane. That being said, here's how it works. There are 3 parts to the ritual: the invitation, the main event, and the ending. The invitation summons an entity called the Midnight Man into your home for the world's deadliest combination of tag and hide and seek. During the main event, starting at midnight, you must move continually through your home in order to make it harder for him to find you. There are many different accounts of what happens if you're caught. Most claim the Midnight Man will induce hallucinations of your worst fear until the game's ending at 3:33 a.m. The more traditional accounts from the pagan times say he removes your organs one by one. So don't get caught. Some helpful tips to know if the Midnight Man is close are your basic ghost signals: cold spots, incoherent ominous whispers, figures in the shadows, candles being blown out, etc. As with every game and ritual, there are rules. The only light you can use is your candle from the invitation. You cannot go to sleep or leave your house mid-game. Don't provoke the evil demon spirit hunting you, though that should be a given. And most importantly, under no circumstances should you assume that the Midnight Man has left your home for good when the game ends. You need to know, if you play the game, it cannot be aborted. I am not telling you how to play the game because it should not even be called a game. An ancient ritual meant to punish the damned is not the best plan for a sleepover. By the way, without the filter, you aren't actually afraid of being left alone in your house or in the forest. You're afraid you aren't alone.
Okay, that's pretty weird, but we all know that Zachary Balog can top that.
Hey everybody, it's the weirdest man you know with the weirdest stories that are impossible to make up. Be careful where you're steering that wiener mobile. The New York Post reports that the famed Oscar Mayer Wienermobile got pulled over in Wisconsin. According to deputies, the driver was stopped and given a verbal warning by the sheriff for not obeying the move over law for emergency vehicles. Just when you thought that wiener couldn't turn right for emergency vehicles, y'all can make your own jokes here.
Nope.
I don't even know what to say.
I'm gonna take a pass on that if I were you.
Hey guys, you know what time it is? It's time for
Florida Man does whatever a Florida man can. Look out, here comes the Florida Man.
Stealing, cursing, even taking longer than usual breaks. Those are just some of the things that can get you fired. But what about farting? That's right, you heard me. The Tampa Bay Times reports a man known as Paul Flart, who was working as a security guard in Polk County. However, one day he got so bored, he just let him rip. Flart started recording fart videos at work and then posting them on the internet. He was fired for excessive cell phone use. If farting can make you famous, I'm going to stop holding it in while we're on the air.
Zach, how many fart stories do you have?
Too many to count.
Not gonna lie, I thought he said Paul Blart for a second.
It's a spin on Paul Blart.
Okay.
Okay.
That's like his evil twin.
Well,
Yeah,
Zach,
exactly.
what's up
Yeah.
next?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's a party. California, known for its wine country, is living up to its name. The Daily Mail reports that 97,000 gallons of red wine spilt from a storage tank at a vineyard. It then leaked into the Russian River. Surprised it wasn't vodka.
Still
This-
expensive.
I'd cry.
The Cabernet Sauvignon, or Tyler,
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Still wrong.
spilled from a vineyard storage tank into the river. People started acting suspicious when they saw the animals acting like Britney Spears. Tune in for some more weird news Tuesdays at 6 on our broadcast MediaPlex News Now. I'm your favorite weirdo, Zachary Bellog, signing off.
And that's our show for today. Friday Live is a student-run production, and we've had contributions from our producer, Brett Blake, Dunya El Haddad, Zachary Ballog, Tyler Clapp, our friends at Crime Stoppers, Amo Dillon, Sierra Ross, Eleanor Dillon, Het Shaw, Max DeLiberato, Savannah Mills, Marco Rovere, Tristan Zuderveen, and I'm your host, Albert Sharp. Have a good weekend. And hey, Christian, have fun in Hawaii for us.